Good morning, YouTube. It is very early. The sun is not up over there as it adjusts to the sky. These guys, they woke me up early. They must know it's going to be a hot one. And I need to get started early. And you see that dark blob right there that we're walking towards? That's a bull. I don't have any cows. He doesn't live here. And now we've done just enough fencing where when they walk in, I see you, cow. How's it going? Anyway, when they get in, they get a little stuck and they can't figure out the way out because they used to just walk in here, turn a circle, and go the other way. Big U-turn, but now there's fencing. So sometimes your day is determined for you. I'm gonna be walking these guys, and then we're gonna be walking that guy. And I think I saw a calf over that way somewhere when I was walking a minute ago. So anyway, see, he's walking down. They usually just take your suggestion. It's kind of nice. They're polite, sort of, if you want to call it that. But it's kind of a bummer to get them in here because you got to take time to walk them out right now. So I'm thinking my day is going to include a little bit more fencing work, even though I really want to do a little bit more of the house before I stop for a little bit. So we'll see what happens today. Definitely part of the day will be reminding that guy of how to get out and go back home and find some water. Anyway, thanks for joining us back at Wickiup Knoll for the next update. These guys are super excited. They love to tell me when something's amuck outside and I should go look at it. So that's exciting. We're gonna finish our walk, see if there's any other cows to gather up, and then after that, we're gonna get into probably some fencing first, and then who knows what. We've got a little bit, teeny bit on the pole barn, and we got a lot on the house. So we'll see. Thanks for joining us. Here comes another update. I'll wake up, be a little bit more peppy the next time you hear me after these guys have walked. They're peppy. I need some of that pep, guys. I think my pep comes in the form of a cup of coffee. Anyway, house is looking good over there. You can actually see the bags starting to come up when you come around the corner. It's exciting. All right, we'll get back to it in a few. All right, I don't know if you can see it. You can't. The cows are over there. This is my west fence. We just pushed them. We found them. John put a big hood on to, look more menacing, I suppose. And this is the west fence. We've pretty much got this fence patched back up. And we've gotten to about here. There's a stay. That's our last stay we did. And then we come to this old mesquite mound where bunnies and critters and rats and all kinds of things mound up under the mesquite and take shelter in the roots, but it mounds up the dirt. So it's like a little hill. And then we have fence wires that we've repaired onto the post, but we haven't put the stays in here yet because we've been putting the new fence up. So you can see if there's not stays, it's an old fence. They're able to just, go through it. So today, John's pushing them further out that way towards their watering source, way up over the next hill. So we're going to work on putting some stays in here, making this more solid, because this has kind of been a few days of coming in and then they get kind of trapped in here and can't figure out. So we're going to work on that today for sure. We're also going to work on the other side, putting more posts in and getting that where it needs to be as well. So to be continued, but we did move the bull and his little friend further that way. All right, we're going to be working on the house some today, but first John is on his way down to get the trailer. at the other side so we can load up some water tanks and do some shuffling for our next water delivery. I, meanwhile, am going to go over to the west side, in that direction where we chased that bull and cow out earlier, and work on just putting some stays in. I'm just taking some metal stays and also some cutting stuff for wood stays if I can find some over there. So I'm just going to work on that for a little bit, and then later fencing, we'll be back to the east side to work on our kind of new section as we've done before. So I'm getting this done. That guy does not have a gate on our west side, and I'll catch you in a few. All right, I'm here. There's my tripod, my extra hands for today. Here's the fence lines. I know it's hard to see on here, but it's pretty separated. So I'm gonna be wiring these. This is, you know, a little bit bent, but I'm gonna unbend it and wire it in and just put that in real quick while John is working on the trailer. I'm over here in an area. There's the Quonset hut where we started, and I just walked up with my wheelbarrow. We've kind of picked over this area with for stays. We've definitely picked over that area. This is the neighboring property, which is grazing land, and you can see why the cows want in. They have definitely picked that down, and I've got grass because they haven't been in here very much lately. It's just recently since the grass is down. We've been getting rain, but not enough to do anything fresh yet. So I can see why they want to be over here. It's awesome. I'm going to walk around a little bit and see if I can gather any more wood stays. I did bring my saw and some clippers. This is a pretty good arch saw. It really cuts through the dead stuff pretty well. There's a few in here I think I'm able to get a hold of. So I'll work on gathering some stays, and then I will see you back here for at least this big section, and maybe that section. There's an old stay in the middle of that that's come out already, so I'll fix that back too. All right, my wheelbarrow is over there by the fence. I'm out here looking for stays. I found an old cat claw. There's the new part of it that's grown back, but this part is long dead, so it's very breakable, and I've been breaking off limbs here, which is awesome. And they break off pretty well, and they're straight. Let's see, this one might be too far gone. Let's see if I can get it. Nope, it's gonna break off too short. So I'm doing that, finding limbs. I'm gonna carry these over to the fencing and then meet you there in a few. I think I'm gonna try to get this one next. Okay, one more, let's see. I'm gonna take this little guy off of there. If you can pull it, if I can pull it down, like, let's see, here without cracking it apart, this will be a good one. No, okay, good. All right, so that's a good length. It's almost as tall as me. So that's good. I'll add that to my little sack. This is the mother load for fence stays. This one looks good. If I can get it to break down here. Let's see. Yep, got it. So that'll be good. Yay, got a good load there. And then this one, I'm betting I could get 2 out of this. This is probably 7 feet long if I can break it far enough down here. Who needs a saw? When you find, well, I don't know if I can get that one. I might need the saw for that. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Okay, big push. I don't know. Okay, got it. Whew, okay. I ate my Wheaties this morning. So that one is good. I think I can cut that one in half and have a couple of stays out of it. Well, that about got me. I might need more exercise. I've got that stack. I'm gonna move this over back to my wheelbarrow and beat you there for fence stay work. All right, you saw John join me. He's down the line a little bit. We got this section much better. I decided to use most of the wood stays here instead of the little metal ones that I brought up, because I found them, first of all, and I prefer them because they are more of a visual barrier, and because of the thickness of them, they kind of create more tension on these older fence lines. So, and they're laying out here free. I mean, why not? So especially I put the taller ones right here where they were coming through a lot. You can see the tracks, I think, from the other side. This has been where they've been getting in the last couple days. It's a bull and one random young cow. It's probably not even a yearling, so she's kind of small. And they're just randomly, they don't appear to be traveling together except by accident. So I think they're just wandering through looking for grass, and they're getting through here. So hopefully this will stop them. This will be a good barrier visually, and it's tighter, so that's good. And we are going to head on back down to the house site and get started on some bag work. All right, John is doing the final tamp. I'm so excited because I think you could tell in the video, I mostly worked out the level on this one now. So I'll show you where he is. I was doing the more standardized thick bag. It's like 5 or so inches thick, and I'm lifting straight up on that bucket to get all the material to go straight down, and then compacting it so it's a thicker bag. And then over here, I was able to taper it off, so I have this dip that used to be here. I think you can see it. That's pretty thick. This part is, you know, as deep as my hand, and then I was able to taper it to this level in the corner, because remember, this is my, if you've been following along, this is my highest corner, and I was trying to work out the thickness. So this part is now only like 3 inches thick, so I was able to taper it. The next bag will join here, stay thin, stay thin, stay thin, and then it'll go out that way and become thicker, because you can see I have a dip over here to work out up to that corner, and then I should be fairly level. So pretty excited. Also, this is another milestone. We got the first bag layer over our pipe channel that we have, our little opening in the wall there. So that has happened. Very excited about that. Now that thing is locked in solid, going great. Very exciting. Now the next bag we're going to be doing is going to be that bag over there. It's another long bag to cross the seams, and you can see it's a much smaller dip on that one. So I'm going to probably start, I guess I'll start over here and come out, and then I'll just try to make it a little, just slightly thicker in the middle. But honestly, it's not nearly as much to taper as this last one was. So we'll be setting up over there for the next bag, and then unfortunately that's gonna be the longest walk for John from the new mixing station over here. But we are making gains. It's pretty exciting. Oh, we're getting almost to the awkward stage where it's hard to reach the wheelbarrow from up on the wall, because we're just one bag now above the current grade. This is not going to be our finished grade. Our threshold level, our grade level, floor level will be one bag higher than this. So even outside we'll be able to have a rock base against the bottom of the building, under the plaster, up to the plaster, so that any other water that would try to get to the house will also have a barrier, just like below grade. So we'll be tapering off, even though we'll have gutters and all of that. I'm a little overkill on drainage, so that's what we'll be doing. We're almost to the grade level, threshold level, I should say. One more layer and we'll be threshold layer. I'm so excited. All right, John's on the final tamp. I always tamp it as I go, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and sort of shape it, get it in the position I want, get it as far as I can. Usually wears me out. And John does the final tamp after me. So if I get far enough back though, you can see that I was able to slope this corner, which was my highest on this side, so that I'm pretty much level now, which is so exciting. So I got the thicker bags down here, and now I am up, above ground level. Like I just said, we're not above final grade by any means, but I am at the level where it's out of the ditch for the most part, so I can take my 2x4 along and tamp the sides of the bag as well, so that we can get that nice and stiff and even as we go down the bag. But if you aren't able to tamp the side of the bag, because it's in a ditch, this one was below grade, and you can see just it's tight, but the edges of the bag, they could be crumbly. If you were to step on this edge, it's not as solid as the middle that you've tamped. So as the wall goes up and you're out of the ground crevice, you want to be able to tamp the side as well, so that it's compacted on all sides as tight as you can get it. And it also cuts down on when you're cobbing and plastering and doing all that, the grooves aren't as deep for you to fill. So we'll be working on that. I am ready for lunch. I know John is. We have been at it since before the sun this morning. It's that kind of day. So we're gonna go eat some lunch and go do some fencing, because I don't want to wake up tomorrow with a bull making Finley and Loretta bark again. So we're gonna do that. It's good sometimes to be able to have multiple projects and multiple interruptions, like fencing for random cows, because if I did this all day, I'd probably get really worn out. It is very labor intensive, and it's a lot of work. So I'm glad to have the break, do something slower pace, less heavy lifting and fencing. So we're going to work on that, and we'll see what we get into a little bit later. Right, there's John. He's in shadow because this is our north gate. That's the post he set a little while back that we're going to be hanging a gate on next step. It is getting to be evening. I am so excited because we have one wire strung all the way down to our little tree gate, and then past this grouping of trees right here, we actually have 4 wires. So I'm pretty excited about that. We've got all these tied on. We're splicing it. I'm finding stays as I go. The stays will be tomorrow's job, but this is like a 1/10 of a mile. I'm pretty excited. We started way back where we stopped, I think the last time you guys saw us fencing, way back here. And now we have reached the other gate. So we've gone from gate to gate, and then we have 2 more sections, and this whole side's done. So this side has 4 wires, and I've got to put stays in. I've gathered some wood for that. We've put our post under the tree. This gate, we've been using it today. It's so nice to go through the fence. The whole thing, none of this was wired today. And we got all of this wired way back to there. Feels good. I'm very excited. Very excited. I don't want to walk back there again because I already cleaned that part up for the day. We're right here at this post on the 3rd line, and we're getting ready to do the 4th one. We're going to keep fencing probably until the sun goes down, and then I'm going to sit down for the whole night. I'm pretty excited. I know you guys have seen a lot of fencing. It's not that riveting. We'll pick up tomorrow with the gate and do some of that. Maybe I'll show you some of that stuff, as well as some bag progress. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure enjoyed this day of progress. It's been a beautiful, warm, sunny day, even though I woke up so early with the cow. This makes me feel like I'm very proactive, finally, with the cows. I always feel like I can't complain about the cows if I haven't finished the fence. I mean, they're just doing cow stuff. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you will plan to come back next week here on Sunday and meet us back for the next update to see what in the world we're into next here at Wickiup Knoll.